So welcome to the Radical Riches channel. We're glad you've joined us. We have decided to make a video which a lot of other YouTubers are currently making, and it's called How to Live on Less and Save More. So basically there is 7 questions that we are going to answer and talk about what we do to save more money and live on less. We first ran across this on some other YouTube channels such as Dollar Dude and True Financial. I'm going to have both of their channels listed in the description below, so make sure you scroll down and check their channels out. And there was also some others that I've put down there. Go check their channels out. So question number 1, what are the most important frugal things you do every day to save money? What do we do?
Well, one big thing I try to do is I don't spend money working out. I try to do videos at home, and then I run very close to my house with a good friend of mine. And this causes me not to waste gas money or money on a gym membership. I try to only take the car out when I'm going to work or when I really have somewhere to go. I try not to just do random trips throughout the week to the store and places like that, because fuel, especially for us, we live out in the country, can really add up. When the kids want to do something fun, like go swimming, I try to think through, is there a free way we can have the same amount of fun rather than just going and paying the fee to get into whatever activity it is. Like, for instance, last week I took them to a river to swim rather than a swimming pool. It was free, and they had just every bit as much fun, maybe more. And I think one way we save a lot of money is we don't eat out unless there's an awesome deal somewhere where
Kids eat free.
we can get a meal cheaper than I can cook it at home, and even then that's not very often.
No, not often at all. Usually seems like when we find a deal that's really cheap. For example, Southwest Moe's had a kids, 2 free kids for every adult meal that was purchased, and we could purchase an adult meal of 2 tacos and share it among and get a lot of free kids meals. We found we could feed our family of 7 for like $13. That deal only lasted for like 2 weeks, and they altered it a little bit because smart people like us figured them out. We delay a lot of purchases, even needs. For example, we had a refrigerator at the end of last year that we could tell was starting to go out, starting to have some cooling problems. It leaked water onto our floor, so we just had to figure out ways to work around to keep the water wiped up, that sort of thing. We really needed a new fridge, but we weren't going in debt for it, so we waited until we saved the money for it.
Yes, and anything we can purchase used, we purchase it used for the most part.
Craigslist is a huge resource for us. We buy tons of stuff on Craigslist.
Right, but definitely our furniture and things like that, we get off Craigslist. If we do need to buy something new, like recently I sewed up our couch pillows for the umpteenth time, and those are something you really don't want to buy at the thrift store because they look nasty and they're not going to match. So I researched for several months before I made the purchase and found that IKEA had really high quality couch pillow covers that zip on and off, and they're only $6 each. And it really pays to wait and do your research before making a purchase like that. What is your best strategy for saving on utilities? And I'm going to let Daniel answer this one.
One of the things that we do, which we know that not everyone can do, is we burn wood in the winter, and we heat pretty much the majority of our house on wood. So our heating is almost free. We have 4 or 5 acres of wood. I go out and cut it. I have an outdoor wood stove, wood boiler, and that's how we heat our home.
Also, we live in a new house that's very airtight, so we're very blessed in that regard too.
We built a brand new house. We did spend a little bit of extra money on the insulation and good windows and stuff like that. So that's one thing we do. Another thing we do, like right now as we film this, it's August. We've had some pretty hot days in July and August, but today it's kind of overcast. It's kind of chilly. We don't need the air conditioning on days like today. So we don't have one of them smart thermostats that figure out our patterns where it adjusts. That would be really nice to have, but we're delaying that purchase. And so we just simply go over and switch the thermostat to the off position and open windows, do things like that to save on utilities. Another thing we try to do, we're not real successful on this, is just turn things off. We don't need to leave TVs on. We don't need to leave lights on. You know, a lot of stuff like that uses a lot of electricity. So question number 3. What is your best tip for saving on food and household products?
Well, first, you definitely need to make a list of, and go through your pantry and your refrigerator before you go shopping, and make a list of what you need. Make a menu plan and stick to it, because the more trips you make to the store, the more money you're going to spend, and there's plenty of statistics out there to prove that. And definitely you want to operate on a set grocery budget. And when that budget runs out, you are out of food until the next paycheck. And we've gotten really good at figuring out how to open up cans of refried beans and make quesadillas or whatever we have to do basically to make it on the food that we have until that next paycheck. Teach the kids to be resourceful, because if you look around in your pantry and your freezer, there's almost always a meal idea that they can come up with, or a snack idea.
Yeah, and we've done some videos on some of this in the past, so I'll try to put links maybe up here somewhere to our shopping groceries on a budget, where she talks about couponing, meal planning, and then takes you with her to the grocery shopping. She does a lot of shopping at stores like Aldi's and Sam's. And then our other video is on our garden, just kind of giving you a view of our garden. Another thing that she does is we buy a lot in bulk. So we have a large family, 5 kids, so we buy a lot of products in bulk, a lot of the time off the internet from sites like Amazon.
Yes, and one of the main things I buy in bulk, I buy a 50-pound bag of oats off Amazon. Usually it runs between $50 and $60. And those oats will last us for a really long time, and that's the majority of what our kids eat for breakfast. They eat a lot of stovetop oatmeal and baked oatmeal, and they've gotten very good at fixing oats in different ways for them to eat.
And we'll put a link down below to the oats that we purchase off of Amazon.
Yes. So we haven't talked a lot about household products. I clean my toilets with just cheap cans of Ajax. I keep a can in every bathroom. And most everything else I have managed to clean with just equal parts of water and vinegar in a spray bottle. We clean our floors with this, countertops, stove. It's non-toxic and about as cheap as it gets.
Question number 4. What is your best tips for saving money on clothes?
Well, my number 1 tip would be determine whether your child can wear hand-me-downs. If you've already got clothes from an older child stored somewhere, definitely bring those out first and determine whether you even need to buy clothes or not. And then my second tip, hands down, is purchase all of your clothing at thrift stores and yard sales. I've been wearing used clothing since I was a child out of necessity, and I'm thankful that I acquired the skill at an early age to look for used clothing and be able to purchase them used, because now it is something that has saved our family thousands of dollars through the years. Even tennis shoes we've managed to get at thrift stores, and of course, right, and the tennis shoes I wear now.
Brand new tennis shoes from the thrift store, never used. I kind of get a little bit funny about sticking my foot in a shoe that somebody else that I don't even know had. But these were brand new. Shoes
are something you can really save big money on. I know you guys know this, but you can easily spend $40 on a pair of kids' tennis shoes, and you could be spending $3 on them. It's really simple to find them at the thrift store, and the key to finding what you need at the thrift store is to consistently make a trip every week. So if you're not going to go every week, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to find the majority of what you need in a thrift store.
And we just did a video on thrift store shopping, and I'll put put it somewhere up here, link for it, so you can go watch it as well.
Our clothing budget for our family of 7 for 1 month is $45 a month, and even if we have to purchase something new here and there, like a swimsuit, it works for us. So.
All I can say is the Lord has really blessed me with this woman. It's not me, it's her.
What is your best strategy for staying out of debt and or paying it down?
So the best strategy for staying out of debt is stay out of debt. Don't take credit cards. Don't fall for silly gimmicks like buy it now, pay a year later type things. Another strategy for paying it down is consistency. It requires a lot of pain. We put a quote on Facebook the other day that nothing in life is worth doing if it's easy. I'm sure I've not got that word for word. It was by Theodore Roosevelt, I think.
Right. And definitely for paying it down, take on all the extra work that you can. And it may seem like you're taking a lot of time away from your family to do this, and you are, and I know for me as a mom, that's something that breaks my heart, but I look at it this way: if I get rid of that debt and get in a better place financially, I will have more time for my children. I would also say just to take your thoughts captive, because I think what gets people into debt is looking around at the things that other people have and letting pride get in the way of making the best choices. And I would also like to just give a word of caution to wives here as far as your best strategy for staying out of debt. If your husband is considering an investment of any kind, you need to be in with both feet. You need to be evaluating the deal yourself. You need to do the math yourself. You need to be praying about it yourself, looking through the deal yourself, and just being a helpmeet to him in every way in making that decision. And that's a mistake that I made in the past. And also if you're in a stressful stage of life, like I know one of the huge mistakes that we made was made while I was in the bed, pregnant and sick with our 4th child. And in hindsight, that was just a season of life that we didn't need to be making investments like that or taking on a risk.
Yeah, and if you want to hear more about those stories, I'm going to put a link to the video up here.
What things do we do to save money that other people don't know?
Now, we thought long and hard about this one, and it's kind of embarrassing to share, but I go without using deodorant to save a couple bucks every month. No, I'm just playing.
I only wash my hair about once a month, maybe?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
We really struggled on this one coming up with what we do to save money that other people don't know, because we feel like we've really shared it all. She's already talked about making a lot of her own cleaning products. Right now we have purchased laundry soap, but she's made her own laundry soap in the past. You know, we've built some of our own furniture in the past.
In general, we just try not to be wasteful. We try not to waste food.
Yeah, we try to recycle as much as we can. Things like even Ziploc bags. After reusing Ziploc bags, we recycle those.
We've saved money by making our own breads and just
So
trying
I
to
bet
stretch
you didn't
the
know
recipes
that.
We make.
For people who really know us, I bet you didn't know she bakes bread. So for the 7th and last question, how important is it for us to save money?
Well, I think for us it boils down to we want to leave a legacy for our children, and we want to teach them how to be wise with money. You know, we just care about giving back to others. We really want to be able to go on mission trips one day and just be able to sow into the kingdom of God. That's really important to us. And we just want to not live life worried about money. We would like to be free from that and free to do whatever God's called us to do, whether that's the mission field or funding adoptions, or those are the things that motivate me. But more than anything, I just want to leave a legacy for our kids and of hard work and being wise and frugal. So.
And to really put it in perspective, of course, God and family are really the 2 most important things in our life. You know, friends would definitely come, I think, before finances. And there may be some other things that come before finances. But obviously, we've dedicated pretty much a YouTube channel to the subject of finances. One of Dave Ramsey's sayings, live like no one else so that you can live like no one else one day.